Right. Is you ready?
Yeah, go.
So John Cruz with McCarty Agency. The monologue is called Sacred Path, written by Matthew Witter, and the character is John. Right? I don't know, maybe my Creator heard my words and my prayers. This time last year I was on the street. Clothes were filthy. Needed a shower. Drunk. So I'm sitting there, right? And I see this woman walking towards me, and I mean, just really attractive. I mean, just really looking sharp. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at her, and I recognize her. I go, oh shit! And I just want to just cover my head. I just hide myself. You know, she walks right up to me, and she says, "John, is that you?" And look up. Well, hi, Marie. I hadn't seen her for 10 years, and hell, I thought she still lived in Michigan. You know, but she goes in the store behind me. I don't know. She goes to buy something, and I'm waiting there, and there's this Korean guy in the corner selling flowers. So I go over there and I say, "Give me some flowers," and he says, "Well, give me some money," you know. And I just grab some flowers, and I'm waiting for her. And when she comes out, pretty flowers for a pretty lady. She just looks at me. She says, "Still same old John." And but she smiles. And she takes the flowers. Well, you know, I just ask her. I said, "Well, what are you doing here?" She won't answer, but she tells me about our sons. You know, my oldest son, he knows 5 languages. Can you believe that? He knows 5 languages, and he studies math, and he studies science, and actually, she said that he goes to this school that's for gifted kids. Can you believe that? And my youngest child, he's a dancer. I mean, he does dancer. He dances for the Nutcracker Ballet. That's right. The Nutcracker Ballet. Did you know the Nutcracker Ballet is probably the most famous ballet in the world? I bet you didn't know that. Well, I tell her I want to see my sons. She says, "But I don't know what they would like, and I just don't know." Then she walks away. Well, 1 week later, sober, showered, and this guy I know on the street, right? He gives me these clothes, and he gives me this job at this hardware store. So I'm there, and I'm behind the counter, and sure enough, she walks in with this, I don't know, this young man. He's over 6 feet tall, much taller than I am, and "Hi, Marie." She doesn't say anything. But the young man looks at me and he says, "Hi, Dad." My boss was standing next to me. "Look, it's my son. I haven't seen him for 10 years. And my boss, you know, he comes over and he says, "Why don't you go take lunch now?" And he slips $35 in my pocket. Well, there's a Chinese restaurant next door, so I take him over to the Chinese restaurant, and he's telling me about all these things he's learned, these languages, and physics, and math. Can you believe that? And you know, he knows a lot about the Indian culture. I mean, he's this proud, young Indian man. And I just, He's my son. He's my son.
All right.